Hi guys, it's me, Mr. Bertosh, your incredibly handsome science teacher. And in this video, we're going to learn about the senses of animals. So it goes without saying that there are a lot of animals in the world and a lot of different types of animals in the world. In fact, in your house right now, you probably aren't aware, but there are most certainly more other kinds of animals than humans, or your apartment or trailer or wherever you live, your log cabin in the woods, wherever you live. There are almost definitely more insects and spiders and things, and all of those are human. No, they're not. All of those are animals. Okay, and each animal, obviously, they're all different from one another, unless they're the same species. But even then, they're a little bit different than each other because no two humans are exactly alike, right? And these animals are all adapted to their environment, meaning that they have different structures and body parts that help them to thrive in their environment. I talk about that in another video. And now we're going to talk about how they even are adapted in terms of their senses. So humans, like you and I, well, I assume you're a human unless you're a cat watching this video, which is definitely a possibility. And if you're a cat, then hello, Mr. Cat. But most of you are probably not cats, who their human left the room with the videos still going, and they're looking at it like, what am I watching? Most of you are actually people. And I totally lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, we were talking about senses. You have senses. You have 5 senses if you are human. Okay, I talk about that in another video. But not all animals have 5 senses. That's a human thing. Many animals have 5 senses. Many animals actually have more than 5 senses, and some have fewer. Well, many actually have fewer than 5 senses. So there are a lot of phenomena, anyway, there are a lot of phenomenon in the universe that are detectable, like light and sound, which we have developed senses to detect. But there are a lot of phenomenon that are detectable that we have not developed senses for, but other animals have. So an example of that, actually, before I say that, what are our 5 senses? Real quick, you know what they are, easy, right? Sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Okay. Well, there are other things besides that all around us. There's, for example, the Earth has a magnetic field. And the Earth is a giant magnet. So we live on a giant magnet. We can't detect that. Okay, our bodies are not, we don't have a sense for seeing or feeling or hearing or whatever you would call it, magnetic fields of things. But sea turtles do. Sea turtles can actually sense the magnetic field of the Earth. And what that experience is like for them, I have no idea. If it's like an extra color, it's that sense we know it's in their eyes, so it probably has something to do with how they perceive their vision, but we don't really know what that would be like to sense the magnetic field of the Earth. It's like trying to explain vision to a blind person. We are blind to the magnetic field of the Earth, so we don't really know what that is like to experience it. Another would be sharks, those adorable things that live in the ocean and like to cuddle. Oh, wait, no, they like to eat us. Well, depending. Most sharks actually don't eat us. Most aren't bitey. They're nice. But anyway, Sharks can detect the electric signals that their prey make when their prey moves their muscles. So inside your body and the bodies of other animals, there are muscles, and your muscles move when your brain tells them to move, like this. My brain says move eyebrows, and so my eyebrows move. But what is sending the message to my eyebrows to do this is electrical signals, and sharks can detect those electricinated electric signals, because some of them leak out of your head, if it's your eyebrows, or your arms or your legs or whatever, into the water. And the sharks are like, ooh, I sense that. I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it feels like or how they see electrical signals because I am blind to it. I've never experienced it. So again, trying to explain it would be like explaining hearing to a deaf person or sight to a blind person. It's something that they haven't experienced. You can't explain it. And that same goes for electrical signals and how a shark experiences those, but it can sense them. What about a dog? So not all animals have more senses. Some have less senses, like my dog Clara, who is on the ground floor by my feet right now and is wondering why I just said her name. Dogs have the sense of sight, just like we do, but their sense of vision is different than ours because they are colorblind. Dogs cannot see in color. They see mostly in black and white. So even though they have vision, it's not as advanced as our vision. Those poor dogs. And of course, we have the best vision, right? False. There are animals that have even more enhanced vision than we do. One of those would be the Arctic reindeer. The Arctic reindeer can see colors beyond what we can see. So in a sense, we are colorblind compared to them. They can see UV light, which is a light that's beyond purple. It's colors that are very, very intense that our eyes just can't see. We can't see them. They're there, but we cannot see them. But see, this is important for an Arctic reindeer because their food that they eat, lichens, reflect a lot of UV, and so it helps them to see the lichens. Also, interestingly, wolves, I almost said foxes, but that'd be silly. Foxes don't hunt Arctic reindeer, but wolves do. And the fur of wolves reflect UV light really well. So the ability in reindeer to see UV light helps them to see their food source and to see their predators. So they look at us and they're like, you sad humans, you are colorblind. And we are colorblind compared to them. So, and then, well, see, what about animals that have no senses? There's only a few, but one of those would be sponges, which are an animal. Sponges are an animal like SpongeBob, but except they don't have any nervous system, and so they don't have any senses at all. And then there are worms. Worms have a highly developed sense of touch, so be careful with them. Don't, when you're handling them, be kind because they have a highly developed sense of touch. You jerk if you poke them with a fishing hook, which I've done many times. Anyway, but they don't have eyes and they don't have a sense of smell or a sense of hearing. Okay, so animals don't all have the same senses, and some don't have any senses, and some have more. Oh, well, we didn't even talk about sonar. What about bats and dolphins? They can see with sonar, which is a highly, they're sound waves. So it's a type of hearing, I guess, but it's also a type of seeing because they send out sonar and then it comes back and they can detect it and they can see in the dark using sonar. And dolphins do the same thing in the water. So again, what is that like? I don't know. I've never been a dolphin that I can remember. I don't ever remember being a dolphin or a bat. Maybe I'm secretly a vampire and I turn into a bat. I'm not going to say whether or not that's true or not. But anyway, so animals have senses. They're not all the same. And they are adapted to their specific environments so that they can thrive in the environments where they live, depending on those senses to give them information about the world around them. Hi guys, thanks for watching my video. These rambling science videos where I go unscripted and just kind of barf up all the science knowledge out of my head are part of a series that go along with an online class that I teach, which you can sign up for if you go to handsomescienceteacher.com. I also have a whole bunch of free resources for homeschoolers. I have hundreds of articles on every topic that covers your entire science curriculum from 5th through 8th grade. I have online games and quizzes, all curated and written by this handsome guy, a science teacher with, well, three degrees, but 2 of them are in science. So it's targeted right to and directly to your science students. So sign up, subscribe to the channel, and I release lots of videos. Also, in addition to these ones, lots of little short videos that are like 2 minutes long that cover science topics. Those ones you don't get to see my handsome face, but they're still good videos and they're much more targeted, and those ones are scripted, so you don't have to hear me like you are right now going blah blah blah. The end. Subscribe. Thank you. Goodbye.